What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. Welcome back to another episode of the Faith Through the Fire podcast. I'm your host, Kayla, and I am just so excited to be here with you today. Today's episode is just a continuation of last week's conversation with my sister-in-law, Jordy. There's no really intro or start to the episode. We just kind of keep going right in with our conversation. So yeah, we had so much fun doing it, and I hope you enjoy it. Okay, this is something that's good for you. What's something you thought mattered in dating that actually doesn't long term? Because you guys have been married for
6 years.
And then together for like...
almost 10.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys have been in it for a minute.
You know what I think doesn't really matter is like career or job.
Yeah.
If it seems to be a big question you ask kids, what do you want to be when you grow up?
Yeah.
I like whatever.
It's a terrible question to ask a kid. Like I remember the feeling pressure when I was like 8.
Yeah. I think like your job just like really doesn't matter.
No.
Like obviously you need money, to live.
You need to be driven.
You need to like follow through
Yeah.
and like commit to something or whatever. But yeah.
That's something our parents really did such a good job at teaching us is like if you like start something, you finish it. And I remember in nursing school, I would call my mom or my parents every day and be like, I'm quitting. And they're like, I don't care if you don't want to be a nurse after, but you're going to finish nursing school. Like,
nice.
You're going to finish what you started. And I appreciate that. And of course, now I love being a nurse, and nursing school is just awful. But
you know what? It makes me think of Calvin. When I was in Toronto.
Calvin is my other brother.
Yeah. When I was in Toronto, we were doing film school. Kyle and I were in film school together, and Calvin came to stay with him for a little bit. And it was near, like, I just was so angry with film school. I thought the teachers were ridiculous. It was really expensive. And I'm like, I'm not learning anything. Like, and I was thinking about dropping out because I'm like, what is the point of doing another semester of paying so much? And like Calvin is the one that really encouraged me to just finish because he's like, the world's not going to see all the anger and the stupidness of the school. He's like, they're going to see if you finished it or not.
Yeah.
He's like, you've come all this way. You've done this. Just finish it.
Yeah. No, he was also the main one that would speak that to me in nursing school. He's like, no, like he was like, don't be a nurse after. I don't care what you finish, what you started, which is annoying in the moment, but it's like character building, and it's really good, and something I'll teach my kids. Like you commit to something, you start something, you finish it. Yeah. Unless obviously there's obviously whatever, but
I agree.
You don't just quit because it's hard.
Yeah.
Which that is something, the quitting when it's hard is something I have noticed my generation, especially in New Hampshire.
I have noticed.
I love it. No, I didn't even notice I did that. That's so funny.
Sorry, quitting? Yes,
they quit when it's hard.
My
and
goodness.
Or when it doesn't, as soon as it doesn't feel good or something feels off in the moment, they're just done. They're out. They quit. And I'm like my mom always raised us saying, I'm not raising you to be marshmallows.
I've never heard that.
Because like marshmallows are squishy and like they just flatten easily and they have no like depth to them. They have no
structure.
Yeah, structure. And she's like, I'm not raising you to be a marshmallow. Like
I love that.
But it's true of like, you gotta have some like grit to you, you know, and like not just crumble when it gets hard and leave and quit.
It also seems like selfish in a sense. Like you need to just have humbleness and continue and keep going.
Yeah.
Power through.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. I feel like we keep getting on many tangents. But this is good. Okay. What is the difference between love based off of feelings and a covenantal love?
Yeah. I think that's really great. Like, Kyle and I used to talk about that a lot, like early on in our like relationship with the Lord, because I think that was a big thing for me. It was like, oh, I don't feel God today, so he's not real, or I don't feel him, whatever. Like we cannot live based on our feelings. Like I think feelings like have a purpose and they drive you to something, they tell you something, but you can't live based on it, because I think like your marriage would just fall apart and be like, oh, I don't feel like you love me, or I don't love you, or whatever. Like a relationship is so much more than just feelings and even attraction or whatever. Like it comes and goes. And I think you can even like get yourself back to those feelings, and you can't just bail.
I think about it like with my sister even. Like not every day do I have these intense feelings of like, oh my gosh, she's my best friend. But like I love her, you know, and I'm always going to choose that. Yeah. And so I think about that with the Lord too, of like not every day do I feel he's so close and I'm like so like whatever, but like I love him and I'm going to choose him every day. And it's that was a big thing. I remember like there was a time I was walking in Australia and I was like crying out to God, and I was like, I just want to feel you and I don't. And I was just like, how can I force myself to believe something and know something? And like it's just,
I just really struggle with that with the Lord. And like, I don't even know if I fully got an answer for it, but it's just don't live based on feelings.
Yeah.
And I have had so many beautiful moments now where I have felt the Lord.
Yeah. And feelings are beautiful. Like,
yeah.
they're so good. Such good indicators and like
yeah.
warning signs or whatever, but like they're not something you can live by.
Yeah.
Because that will be the most terrible life ever.
Yeah. And they come and go and they're not reliable.
No.
And also it kind of makes it about me.
Yeah.
And something I'm realizing, like, God doesn't need to do anything for me. God doesn't need to do anything for me or to me or whatever. He has already done enough for me to worship him forever. Mm-hmm. Like what he did on the cross for me, for everyone, that is enough. Like I should be worshiping him always. Like I often hear so many testimony stories of like God meeting people and having these miraculous things. I've never really had that. And sometimes I like get frustrated. I'm like, well, why did you do it for them and not for me or for another person? And like, I need to just like tell myself God doesn't owe me anything. He doesn't need to give me anything. And yet like I will worship him and I choose to worship him. I've been reading through the Old Testament and I was just reading through Kings. It's a slog. But I'm being disciplined. So I started in Genesis in January and I'm only like a few days behind. So like that's amazing. I'm being really disciplined.
Are you doing Bible recap? No.
I don't know.
You're not following a plan.
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, like I'm following a plan kind of ish in the Bible app, but I don't know. Anyways. But when it goes through Kings, it like kind of briefly says like this person did what was right in God's eyes and this person did what was bad or wrong in God's eyes. And it talks a lot about like the kings that worship God and the kings that worship another God. Like those two things were like really important. And that's like pretty much all that was listed for all of these kings. And it just made me realize I want to do what is right in God's eyes and I want to only worship God. Like worshiping idols is such a big thing in the Old Testament. It feels like people are just accidentally worshiping other gods. And so I just want to be so intentional to just worship God and know that he doesn't need to do anything for me to worship God. I don't need to like feel in this moment, oh, I'm so grateful for all you've done. I am and I will praise and I will worship.
Yeah. And sometimes you have to like tell your soul that. Like,
literally.
I am grateful. You don't feel it right now, but I'm grateful.
Yeah.
And like we're going to worship.
Exactly.
Yeah. This is a whole other conversation.
It is.
We'll have to do a podcast on, but like idols is something I've been thinking a lot about because we read that and we're like, oh, we're not like worshiping golden calves or anything, but we are in our own ways of like, what are we like thinking about more than the Lord? What are we
for sure
spending more time fixating on the Lord? That is our golden calf.
Exactly.
So stay tuned. That'll be coming.
Love it.
All right. So so you have 2 kids.
Yes.
Obviously like you guys are pretty settled. You guys have a house, whatever. Why is like who you marry one of the most important decisions of your life?
You know, I think Kyle would say it's not. Yes, I'm the love of his life. It's funny. Like we did a marriage course like a while ago through the church. And I feel like Kyle's takeaway was that it almost doesn't matter who you're married to as long as you commit to each other.
I do think there's think about arranged marriages.
Exactly.
They worked. And a part of me literally is like, please someone arrange my marriage because God knows I can't pick.
Although I will say, like, I personally wouldn't want to just make it work with anyone. Like, I really love my husband. You know, I'm attracted to him. I think there's a level of being attracted and having that spark and just like, he's goofy and we're playful together. And I think like that's so important. Can you like fabricate that with any person? How determined are you? I don't know.
I think you can. Like, I think there would come a time where like you'd become best friends.
Yeah.
If you're both like good God honoring people, like obviously and like equally yoked, I think.
I mean, we read a lot of books. You put any 2 people in an apartment, they'll fall in love.
Right, exactly. It does happen.
Forced proximity. People will fall in love. But I think what matters is that you're both choosing and you're both intentional and you're both putting the work in.
Yeah.
And like I see that, you know, with Kyle and I, like we've been married for a while, we have kids, like, but yeah, we were like choosing not to like let the spark die. You know, we're choosing to make time for each other and to be humble and to be like servants to each other. You know, like often I'll want a back massage, be like, you know what? Would you like a back massage? Like, and I'll just offer, you know, and I think that's just such a good way to like to just reconnect with each other. I'm not saying specifically a back massage. I'm just saying in general, be a servant.
Yeah.
And that's what Kyle is so good at. Like he'll just offer to do the dishes or whatever. Like he just does it without complaining. No, it's so great.
I heard this thing once that was like, marriage is like a race to the bottom. Like,
yeah,
you know, like who can like almost like outserve each other.
Yeah.
And I think that doesn't just go for marriage. I think that goes with like any relationship. Like, and I've been trying to like practice that more in my friendships. Like, how can I like outserve them?
Yeah.
You know? Which I'm competitive, so I have to be careful. Because I'm like, I outserved you. And then it, you know, it becomes not a good place. But yeah. For the person who's in a relationship right now and they're like, do I marry them? Do I not? How do you know you found someone worth committing to?
That's really hard. Probably not going to like this. I don't know. Trust your gut. Like,
honestly, I think that's good because people will be like, I do think like you're trusting your gut like has to do with like trusting an instinct the Lord's put in you, you know? And like peace.
Yeah.
Do you have peace?
Yeah, because it's such a frustrating thing that people say, but when you know, that's the best I can say it. Like I really feel like God gave me such an insight and peace that like he's the one that I'm going to be with. And I just like really knew that. I knew that so early on in our relationship too when he didn't, and then we ended up breaking up, and that's like why it was so hard too because I'm like, no, you are the person I'm supposed to be with, and then he got there eventually, but like I feel like we just like have a bit of a sense. Like I've also talked to a lot of people that have gotten divorced, and I asked like, did you like know when you got married? And there was like, yeah, I had a feeling, or like people often. I think you can tell.
Yeah. If you don't have peace, like don't do something because you're just comfortable with them. Don't do it just because of whatever. Like do it because you know that's what you're supposed to do and you have peace about it.
Like not that we should live by our feelings, like we said, but they do tell us things. Like we have got instincts for things.
And I was thinking about this actually driving up here yesterday of like there's feelings that come and go, and then there's like deep gut feelings that I have that don't come and go. It stays there, and that's when I'm like, okay, I know that that's the Lord, of like just this deep sense of knowing. And it is like all I can describe it is as a feeling, but it's not a feeling that comes and goes. It's there.
God also talks to us through feelings. I think gives us intuitions. And I also think that if you are living right with God, you can trust your feelings on a lot of things.
I agree.
Because it said that God's word is written on our hearts.
Yeah.
Like even people that have never read the Bible, you would know right from wrong.
Yeah.
You feel guilty when you do bad things.
Yeah.
Although on the flip side, someone once told me that he's like, well, if it doesn't feel bad, then it's not bad. But if you're living aligned and you're right with the Holy Spirit and you're right with God, I think you can live a bit more based on your feelings.
Yeah. No, I agree. Okay, we're going to move into one last little section of breakups. Okay. So you mentioned you and Kyle did break up really briefly.
Yeah.
Were you following the Lord then?
Not really.
Okay. What was that like for you? How did you handle it?
I don't feel like I handled it well. If I could redo it, I'd do it differently. So like we were living in Toronto at the time, and I have learned since, I didn't know at the time that he was thinking about proposing to me. And he just like freaked out. Like
he was also being pressured.
He was very pressured. Like because we weren't like living a Christian life, like he saw a lot of other people like going out and partying and like being with a lot of different people, and he was like, how do I know that this person is the person I need to commit to for the rest of my life? And he's like, I need to like experience other things before I can commit. Like I think,
which that's a lie from the enemy,
which is just
like such a lie.
And
he would tell you that.
Oh yeah, he knows that now that's ridiculous. But that's just like kind of where we were at, and I was just so heartbroken. Also, this is a sense maybe where my grandmother was like, you could have planned better, because my lease had come up on my apartment. And I only had like 2 months left of the summer. So I was like sleeping on Kyle's sofa. Also his brother and like 2 other boys were there. So it was like a basement apartment with like 1 million people in it.
Yeah. And that apartment was tiny.
It was so small. Barely had any windows. Very depressed. And anyways, when we ended up breaking up, I like had nowhere to go. Yeah. So I came home. Like I flew home to Nova Scotia to be with my parents. And that was like the end of Toronto for me.
Yeah.
And I'm really sad that I let it end that way, because I had like all my eggs in the basket of Kyle.
Yeah.
And
which, if it's a Christian relationship, that's a different story. But when it's not,
And I didn't lean on my friends. Like I had some great friends. I totally could have stayed with a friend. I had a job. I just left. I just quit my job. Actually, Kyle quit for me, which was kind of nice. It was like mildly amicable, if it can be, where like he helped me book my plane ticket home, and he like helped me quit my job. Like, which now I'm like, He manipulated me, but no.
But I think it goes to show that, like, if the Lord has someone, this is a whole controversial thing of like, does the Lord have someone for you, whatever.
Yeah.
I believe that you can make a choice. I believe that if you ask the Lord to partner with you, there is someone he has that's like his very best in mind for you. And I think that goes to show with you and Kyle that like you did break up, you know, but you're back together and like only God, you know?
Oh, 100% only God. Because yeah, we were apart for maybe 2 months and it was just like so hard. One of the hardest times of my life. But then when we got back together, we're just solid, you know. He had it all figured out.
You knew.
Yeah, and we're like, hey, from here on out, like, we're committed. Yeah. But then also we didn't have any like intentionality, you know, like, we're together and we're committed, but it's like we got married right away.
Yeah.
Like we should have been more intentional about, okay, we're gonna be together, let's get married or whatever. But we're like, one foot in, one foot out.
But that was your journey, you know.
Yeah.
How to break up without slandering them to others. I think this is something I can speak on. I think, honestly, like, this is something I've wrestled with because obviously, like, at least the past, like, couple of breakups I've gone through, it's been, like, they've been very hurtful to me. And I've wanted to, like, tell everyone what happened so they knew that I was so hurt and I was wronged. And I felt like the Lord just like be like, it doesn't matter. Like, I know, and that's all that matters. And justice is the Lord's, and that's all that matters. And like, no one else needs to know how badly I was hurt. No one else needs to know that they wronged me. Like, I just get to be like, nope, it didn't work out. And like,
that's hard.
And it is hard because you like, you feel, I think it feels validated or seen or something if like,
or you don't want to be like dishonest in a sense.
No, but like it didn't work out, and that's true. You know, and they don't need to know why. They don't need to know that like I was really hurt or whatever. Like it just is, and they don't need to know what happened because God knows, and that's all that matters. And it's
kind of a good point on also like what I've been learning recently was like what's gossip and what's not gossip, and like there comes a point where you're like telling someone else's story.
Yeah, and I'm like, truth also too, like it was on them, you know? And so like that's they have to wrestle that with the Lord. They have to go through that with the Lord, and I go through my end of it with the Lord, you know? And I just think it's,
the Bible also says that we should make people look good.
Yeah, exactly. And I like,
what's the point of like tearing someone down? Even though like, I get it.
It feels like it's deserved. Yeah. But also I deserve being torn apart then. Like if you look at my sin and like my I deserve to be torn apart then too. I'm no better.
Exactly. And that's where it so easily unravels. It's like, oh, they deserve this. We're like, I also do.
Yeah. And so it's just like, and I'm constantly dying to it, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, that's so true.
Just don't
good.
slander them. Yeah. Also just like get to the root of why you're wanting to slander them, because it always just comes from hurt.
Yeah.
You know? And where am I placing that hurt? Am I giving it to God, or am I?
Yeah, so true.
Okay. I think this is one that's really good of just wrestling that I thought this was from God. Moments in life, but also if you do go through a breakup or whatever. Because I've definitely experienced that.
Yeah.
And I think it's just been like, I've like been like, Lord, I submit to your no. And like, that's where I've come to with it of just like, okay, God, I submit to your no, and I trust you. And like, I don't understand why this felt like it was you, and then it got taken away, but I submit to your no.
Oh, I so get that. Like reading the Bible, it seems like people are so clear on what God is saying. You know, like think of Noah. Yeah. Like God so clearly told him to build a boat with the specific dimensions. Like I don't feel like God talks to me so clearly in that sense sometimes. So that's such a hard question, and I don't know if I just need to grow more in my relationship with the Lord, like knowing what's from him and what's not. But also like what you said, just trusting that you don't know the full story. Yeah. Like thinking like with Job, you know, it's just still worshiping God through it all and be like, I don't understand, but I know you've got me, and I'm going to end up with you in heaven.
Yeah. Because like no matter what you choose, God is sovereign. Like he knew you were going to choose it. He knew even if you weren't supposed to or whatever, like he knew, and he has planned out your days accordingly. Yeah. And so whether you feel like something, and the thing that's I think the hardest for our brains to wrestle is God could have had you, like it could have been of God for you to enter into that, and then either the other person wasn't submitted to the Lord they should have, or like God, it was part of his plan for the greater plan to like be walked out. And that's hard to like wrestle with, of like, oh, well, I got hurt, so there's no way God, like I heard God right in being led into that.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
Maybe you did though. And like, that was part of it. Not that he wanted you to get hurt. Like that was never his intention.
That's a really good point of, like second guessing it. Like God is in it.
Yeah.
God is in everything.
Guess, like if you feel like the Lord led you somewhere or brought something, don't second guess he didn't, because
sometimes other people sin and other not people's sins saying are yes.
impactful. Yeah. And again, like God knew that was going to happen, so it's not like he's up in heaven freaking out.
Yeah.
And he has a plan that's going to work it out for good. He promises
exactly.
that. But the enemy is real. You know, the battle between spiritual forces is real. And that's something I think I've also just like had to really realize in like breakups and just like injustices in breakups of like, there's a spiritual battle, and like it is not that person that has wronged me. It 100%. Is the enemy within that person. And like, not that that person is like a demon or demonized, but it's like enemy at work within that person where maybe they don't see it yet or whatever. Then that's what's hurting me. It's not that person. And separating the two, because I think that's super helpful to not hold like anger and hate towards them.
Yeah, that's really true. And also just working on being resilient and like unbothered. That's the word I like to try to be, unbothered.
I love in Luke, I think it's Luke 10 or something, where like the Lord's talking to the Gospels and he's like, go out and if they reject you, like shake the dust off your feet. And he says like, those that reject you reject me. Like, God is more bothered by the people that like by you getting hurt than you are by getting hurt. And like that hurts him more than it hurts you. And he says, those that reject you reject me. And so there's comfort in that, you know. It kind of takes the pressure off of you in a sense. Before we just go in, we're going to do a little hot topics section to end it. Do you have any final thoughts on just this that you want to say? No? Okay.
Fight the good fight. I don't know.
Fight the good fight. Also, if you're in a marriage where maybe looking back you shouldn't have gotten married, or like it maybe wasn't like, looking back you're like, oh, maybe God had better for both of us.
Oh, I think that's a trap. Like, don't fall into that. I think that was a big thing that we like Kyle ended up breaking up with me about, like, what if there's something better? Like the fear of committing to the wrong thing like is so real, and I get that, but I just like don't go down that route.
That's
like,
good. That's because I think even like in dating I see it with a lot of guys, they have a fear of a better option. And it's like that better option's going to come along, and then you're going to have the same fear with someone else. Like,
if you have it now, you'll keep having it.
It's not going to go away.
Just commit.
And like the Lord will help you move on from that too. Okay. Hot takes.
Okay.
Can you build attraction over time, or is it either there or it's not? Here's my take.
I feel like attraction can be lost. I'm not saying I'm in that.
From experience?
No, more like in TV shows. They talk like the ick.
Okay. The ick is real. But I think that's also something you choose to like dwell on or not. But I think initially like there has to be some sort of attraction, and then I do think it can grow. If there's never attraction, I don't think it can grow.
I mean, I'm basing this mainly off TV shows. They're like, oh, you were friends with someone for a long time and you just look at them different all of a sudden.
Maybe. I don't know. To be honest, I have never. That's a lie. Okay. We're going to just move on.
I'm not trying to be attracted to other men right now.
Fair. I'm really trying to get you to channel your inner single Jordy, but then also.
You're trying to make me single?
No. Okay. Is timing real, or is the right person always the right time?
Oh, that's a great philosophical question.
I feel like the right answer for that is both. So we're just going to move on. Okay.
I agree.
Is it ever okay to go back to an ex? Well, you did.
That's funny. I never really would have called him my ex.
Fair.
I don't know. I mean, if you broke up, there had to have been a good reason. So have you overcome it? Or is it still an issue that you're just ignoring?
Yeah, true. I feel like there's a lot of context that goes into that one.
For sure.
Okay, if they wanted to, they would. Is that true or not?
Yeah.
I disagree, because here's the thing. If they are someone who is fully submitted to the Lord and they want to pursue someone and they're asking the Lord and the Lord says no, they want to, but the Lord says no and they're submitting to the Lord.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I've had some girlfriends who have been like, oh, like if he wanted to, he would. And why isn't he doing that? I'm like, you don't know what the Lord is saying to him. Maybe he does want to and God's saying to wait or not yet or whatever. I think it's harsh. I think it's a lot of pressure to put on someone who is truly submitted to the Lord.
Yeah, see, that's the difference. Is this person fully submitted to the Lord or
ideally
selfish?
Yes. I mean, ideally submitted to the Lord.
Yeah.
I think if they're not following the Lord, I do think if they wanted to, they would.
Yeah.
Yes. And I think in most cases, if they wanted to, they would. Like, but
I mean,
just think it's harsh to put that onto someone, especially when you're first getting to know them, when you have no idea what the Lord is saying to them.
Yes, I agree. Like, it's making assumptions for something you don't have the information for. But also actions like mean something.
Yes, and if you're a guy listening to this, like, make your actions align with your words, and if they don't, seriously evaluate yourself, because words, you can talk all day long, but if your actions don't line up, like, that is a big ick.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, some men are so oblivious, but like if they're not reaching out to you, then they're maybe not interested in you.
True.
You know?
Yes.
And like they don't need to come out and hurt your feelings to tell you that they're not interested or whatever.
Yeah. No, I would agree to that. I think. Again, context. Is it normal to feel bored in a long-term relationship?
I think long-term relationships just go through seasons.
Yeah.
Of like what are you prioritizing? You know, are you prioritizing your marriage, or are you prioritizing like your job? Then something will take a back burner, and then maybe it will be bored or stale or disconnect.
Yeah. Okay. Are most people in love, or do you think they're just comfortable?
Oh, I definitely think a lot of people are just comfortable.
Yeah.
Sadly, I don't think a lot of marriages are thriving.
Yeah. What do you guys do that makes you stay in love?
Oh, we just have fun. I think that's important. Also, Kyle's just so thoughtful. Like, he's so good at thinking and like planning, and he always plans a fun birthday surprise for me and stuff like that. And he's just like, a big thing the last few years is he's just such a servant. Like, he's just so good at just doing something and not complaining. And we've been really working on like our attitude and everything, and just not being annoyed. That's like something I struggle with, just being like annoyed or overstimulated with the kids. So just trying to be patient.
Something I feel like I'm hearing from you a lot today is, and I think is important for people who aren't married, is they could be the most attractive people in the world, but if they don't have these qualities, the servant-heartedness, the like character, all of that, like, it's not going to be a good marriage.
Yeah.
Like, yes, you want to be attracted to them, but ultimately, like, what matters more than anything is their character, because that's what's going to sustain your relationship.
Yeah.
Is like, are they servant-hearted? Are they thoughtful? Do they have a character that's going to be one that can like withstand the test of time?
Yeah. You just can't have two selfish people in a relationship.
Yeah. Well, and we are innately selfish people.
Yeah.
But like, are we willing to change? Are we willing to work on that? Are we willing to grow? And like, I don't care how attractive you are, if you're a selfish person, like, it's not going to be a good marriage.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And if you're not willing to learn. And so looks just aren't everything at all. Are men actually simple and we overcomplicate them?
Could be.
I think so.
I think so.
I think women are simple and they're overcomplicated too. Like, ultimately, men want to feel respected and women want to feel loved.
Yeah.
Is being single better than being in the wrong relationship? 100%.
Yeah.
Okay. Rapid fire.
Okay.
The one exists. I don't know.
I'm not sure.
I don't think so. I think you can choose anyone that are equal, and you're equally yoked, and the Lord will bless it. I think if you invite the Lord into it and want him to pick with you, I do think he has his best for you.
My husband does not believe in soulmates. I do.
I do believe that the Lord has someone best for people.
Yeah.
If you invite him into it, I do think if you don't and you choose someone that's maybe not his best for you, he still blesses it.
Yeah, I agree.
Because God is just so kind. Okay, long distance works.
No.
I disagree. Opposites attract.
My parents are very opposite, and
Same.
they've been in a happy marriage for a long time.
I think opposites can attract. Soulmates are real.
Like 90%?
Yeah. You should feel instant peace with the right person.
Yes.
Social media ruins relationships.
Doesn't help them.
Hot take. I don't think men should be on social media. I think it's a little bit of like
but women can?
A yellow flag if a man has Instagram.
Just has it.
Yeah.
Or on it all the time.
On it. Like
posting? Or just consuming?
Both. Like, I'm sorry. And maybe for women too. And like,
okay,
I'm not
Kyle's Instagram is full of like firefighter posts.
Okay, that's fair. I guess, yeah, maybe what it's filled, but they can easily come across something, and it's just,
I'm sure there's
doing your
women
best
and
to guard your eyes.
Yeah.
I just do feel like men, okay, I shouldn't stereotype that because women struggle too. I do feel like it is more like men are more visual. So if they run across something, it can be a bigger temptation than for women. And so I'm just like, why not just eliminate the temptation?
Yeah.
And for me, there's times where I'm like tempted to compare on Instagram. And so I go off it. I will delete it for however long until I feel like that is not a temptation for me anymore. So like, I don't know. But maybe if that's just my hot take. Okay. These are hot takes.
I always feel like I need to take a break from social media when I'm hanging out with someone, and all of my stories start with, oh, I saw a video on Instagram. Or I saw this on, like, all my stories are just things I've seen online. Like, I need to stop.
I need to get off. Okay.
I need my own experiences.
Last one. You can change someone.
The Holy Spirit can change someone.
Yes, you cannot. Do not date someone to change them. Okay. What's the truth about relationships people don't want to hear? They take work.
Yeah.
And it's not about feelings.
Yeah.
What's something you believe about love that might offend people?
Might offend. I don't know.
Yeah, I hate that question. Okay. Okay, we're gonna be done. Okay. This has been so fun. I feel like I need to end it on a more spiritual note. Listen, you may agree with things we've said today. You may not. This has been a very
personal.
Yeah, like very just us individual episode. I do think there's been some wisdom in it though, and I know that there's something for someone.
Yeah.
But yeah, this has been good. Thanks for just sharing your wisdom.
Oh, thanks. This was
fun. This was fun. It was just a girl chat.
It's always fun to hang out with you and talk with you.
So fun to hang out with you. Hey, Mother's Day is coming up.
Yeah, it is.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy future Mother's Day to you.
Thank you. Okay, this is also me being online, but I'm like, technically I'm already a mother because I have eggs in me.
You're a half mother. You've half
also,
babies.
Do I have eggs? Because they drop and then don't you bleed it out?
You like one egg a month.
Yeah, so I don't really have eggs then.
You have millions. Thousands?
And they just sit in there? I'm a nurse, I should know this. And they just sit in there?
Yeah, you're born with all the eggs you'll ever have. They're
really?
Not created. You have them all. And a period is like releasing one a month, like chickens.
Perfect. Like I know that, but like
they're fertilized? You know that?
Okay, so I am half a mother right now. I hate that.
I don't know. You haven't gone through pregnancy, birth, breastfeeding. Not that all mothers go through that, but you know, you go through something.
True. You know what? Someday, Lord willing.
So I never really celebrated holidays growing up. So Mother's Day to me is just. Also, I'm such a fresh mother. Like my very first Mother's Day, I had like, you know, a 3-week-old or something. And we were at church and someone gave me a flower. And I'm like, I do not deserve this. I'm like barely qualified. Like, please give it to older people that have been women.
Okay.
I mean, not
I
women.
rebuke that.
That have been mothers.
I rebuke that.
I did the bare minimum.
You carried a child for 9 months. You birthed that child.
Yeah,
you
it was
kept
hard.
That child alive for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
You're a mother. And you have now been a mother for 4 years. You're a mother. Yeah. And you're a great one.
I'm a bit more of a mother now.
You are a mother. You can't be a whole or a half mother, okay? You're a mother.
My 4-year-old has started calling me mom.
Or Jordy.
Or my full name. Like, it's mommy.
She's hilarious. She's like half teenager.
She's really great. So funny.
All right. Well, we love you guys. Thank you so much for coming on. Thank you guys for listening. Know that we love you. We're praying for you, and we'll see you next week. Bye.